Okay, this is gonna be a long one. This is gonna be long, so I gotta get pumped. I gotta get ready for this. This is gonna be long, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful, but let's do it. Doing a second update video on Resident Evil 6. I've been working on this for like 2 days now. Not that it's gonna be like a super, like mega great, nicely edited video, but it took me forever to find a lot of information that is worthy of a update. And there are a few things I forgot to mention in the first video. I'm going to go over those also. Some of them you probably already know, but I'm just going to correct myself too. So let's start. Alright, Wesker Jr., his name is Jake Mueller. I just didn't know that. I didn't put that in the first video. And so, since he's Wesker's son, that also must mean that his blood can save the world. And I was thinking about that, and maybe it's something like because Wesker's blood can stop the C virus or the T virus or whatever it is in this game, and nothing ever makes any sense. Maybe that's what they mean, is that since he's related to Wesker in some way, which I'm not actually 100% sure about, because he's really old. So if he was actually like born because of Wesker, he would have been born way before Stars and all the Zombie Mansion and Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Code Veronica, all that stuff. He had to have been before all that. So he had to have been around during all that, just younger. But some people are also saying maybe it's Steve Burnside with a warped mind to think he's Wesker's son, but I don't think that makes any sense because he doesn't know that he's Wesker's son in the trailer. So, but Wesker did say he could revive Steve if he needed to. He could revive Steve. I remember he said that in Code Veronica, if I remember correctly. So I guess it's kind of possible, but I don't really think so. But some people are also saying Jake does his mercenary job to support his mother because his father abandoned him as a child. So that could mean, that could mean something. That could mean maybe Wesker left them, and he's been doing this mercenary stuff to pay for his mom. Maybe something's wrong with his mom, which would make sense because she banged Wesker, and Wesker's crazy. But there are way too many things out there right now for this to make any sense whatsoever right now. I don't know. Alright, so that mystery lady that I brought up, she's either Ada Wong or this new chick in the series named Carla Radames. I don't know how to pronounce it. Radames. I don't know. So people are saying she's Carla Radames, but maybe that's Ada Wong's real name, because Ada Wong can't be running around using her real name if she's going to be doing all this covert shit for some random company that we don't know. I think we don't know. And so it makes sense that she never really told her real name. But people also say that maybe Carla Radames is Ada Wong's clone. And I want to ask you guys, where did all this clone stuff start? I don't really know. And it's kind of making me curious, because I'm not sure where all the clone stuff started, but I keep hearing about it. So maybe if it is a clone, Leon doesn't know that Carla is a clone of Ada and is trying to protect Ada, or Carla not knowing what Carla did, thinking she's Ada. But also, maybe the one Leon is trying to protect is Ada, and the one that killed Chris's team is Carla. And Chris doesn't know that that's Carla, so he wants to kill Ada, even though Ada didn't do anything and it was really Carla. That sounds like something that'd be in a Resident Evil game. And Leon's trying to protect Ada because Ada didn't really do anything. Who knows? Also, this is just to correct myself. Sherry Birkin is a government agent, and she's on protective detail, which means she is protecting someone. Doesn't mean she's getting protected. I was wrong. So, probably on protective detail to protect Jake, because they need his blood. Secondly, another thing just to correct myself. All the stories are separate. Or in other words, 3 different story modes. 3 different stories, and according to an interview, each one lasts just a little bit shorter than Resident Evil 5. Also, co-op is there. Co-op is in the game. Not really much of a surprise. I don't really know entirely why I put that there. I'm actually reading off of a notepad right now. Okay. Chris is mentally unstable from hitting his head back in 6 months prior when his team died. So think like Dead Space 2 if you played that. The way Isaac was crazy, I'm thinking maybe they're gonna do something like that with Chris. Resident Evil 6. I think that would be really, 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 really cool if they did something like that. That would making Chris crazy would be awesome. It could also mean it's the end of his story, which means they might kill him off. Who knows? Also, Chris and Jake's story, they begin 6 months prior to Leon's story in Tall Oaks in China. I don't know where they take place. I know Jake's takes place in Europe, and Chris's 6 months prior takes place God knows where. So they kind of interconnect at one point. Who knows? They interconnect at one point. It's 6 months prior, so I'm thinking about this all at once right now. 6 months prior. So Chris and Jake's story takes place long before Leon's does. So Leon's takes place way later than Chris's and Jake's, and you can play each of the 3 stories whenever you want. Like you could start one story and start another. It's not interconnected like I originally thought, which is cool, which is really cool. Alex Wesker, maybe him and Ada Wong / Carla Redames are working together. Not really sure, because I remember in Lost in Nightmares they talked about how Alex Wesker was able to control BOWs, and in the trailer you can see that, let's just call her Ada. Ada has the Juavo, as Chris calls them, or all-rounder, like with guns and stuff, being controlled, obviously. So maybe that kind of puts it together somehow, in some way. I don't know. Pretty obvious, but Mercenaries mode is in the game, obviously. I mean, that's not a surprise. Everybody knew that. But there's also pre-order bonuses that are maps. At GameStop, you get the Catacombs, which is like a cave kind of thing, or the Catacombs, and they have like traps and stuff, and it looks really cool. I'm going to be pre-ordering from GameStop just because that's where I always pre-order my games. But if I had to choose from one of the maps, so let's actually go on to the next one. If you pre-order from Amazon, you get a big boat level called High Seas Fortress, which I think is the coolest looking of the 3, because I think it's cool how it's on a boat and stuff. But all these maps kind of hint towards maybe somewhere where certain characters are gonna be during the game. Like maybe at some point a character's gonna be on a big ass boat, and at some point one character's gonna be in the catacombs. I mean, it just hints towards certain locations that are going to be in the game, but I don't know. But all these maps look really cool. But High Seas Fortress is like a boat. There's going to be like the inside of the boat, captain's quarters, all that good stuff, and it's my favorite looking one. And then the last one, if you pre-order from Best Buy, you get the Rail Yard map, which is self-explanatory. It's like a rail yard, a subway station. It looks really cool. It's got like the train and the offices and everywhere. It's a rail yard, you know. Not much else to say, but it looks really cool. I find the fact that they're putting the magical pre-order maps to certain stores is kind of lame, because I really want to play all of them, but I can't because of these pre-order bonuses. But oh well, you know. And finally, about Mercenaries, final thing about Mercenaries. Mercenaries is not unlocked anymore. You get it from the beginning of the game. Second you buy the game, you can play Mercenaries. That's pretty cool, but I'm not going to be playing Mercenaries right away. I'm going to be finishing all the stories first, obviously. Because, I mean, the characters in Mercenaries are probably going to be spoilers, aren't they? I would think so. There's a secret, like a mystery character in the trailers for Resident Evil 6. And he's probably important to Jake Mueller, because he's like, right after he says Wesker Jr., a couple of frames flash and you see this character. We don't know. And since it's right there, it's probably important to Jake Mueller's story. Possibly Oswell E. Spencer, a younger version, or maybe Alexander Ashford. I don't remember him. He's like he's in Resident Evil. He's not in any of the games, I don't think. Maybe Resident Evil 0, but I could be wrong. and he was one of the founders of Umbrella too, but he got killed. Or it could be Alex Wesker. You know, he does look a little bit like Wesker, so you know, whatever. Another thing in the trailer is the pus monster, a big monster that like shoots like a spray out that like covers people and turns them into zombies faster, more stronger zombies. And maybe this is the finished C-Virus monster. I don't really know. It wouldn't really make sense to me because the C-Virus is a like a chrysalis monster that opens up. But I guess it's possible. You know, who knows? It turns people into zombies, and that's where the tall oaks things come from. Is from those big pus monsters. Now, here's probably one of my favorite parts of this whole video is, according to an interview, Resident Evil 6 is going to take 30 hours to complete. This is exciting to me, because that is a long time for games these days. That's also probably the longest Resident Evil game, period. Because I know it only took me like 13 hours to beat Resident Evil 4. You can beat Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 in like 10 hours if you try hard enough, and Resident Evil 5 was like 6 or 7 hours. And Code Veronica actually took me a while, I'm not sure about that. And Resident Evil 0 wasn't that long either. So, this is probably the longest Resident Evil. They said all of the stories are just shorter than Resident Evil 5's whole story. So, but all of them put together is about 30 hours, and that's really cool. This one I just found recently is there's when Leon puts the VHS tape in the TV, this might hint that the C-Virus has been in development for a really, really long time, because they don't really use VHS anymore. I mean, it started in the 1970s and kind of ended in the early 90s. So, possibly hinting at the fact that the C-Virus has been in production for a really long time. Now, here's where I'm going to bring up the things I don't know yet, but I do want to know. The first thing is Helena Harper, Leon's partner. I want to know more about this hoe. I don't know anything about her besides that apparently she knows something, and I don't know anything else. And it's kind of annoying me that everybody else has, like, at least something known about him. Yet Helena Harper is still, like, just out there. We don't know. We know more about the new character than Helena Harper. And who knows? Maybe she's, like, evil, like Ada, and is using Leon, and that'd be really sad. I'd feel bad for Leon, because chicks just use the shit out of him, don't they? And what the fuck is this crazy evil steampunk nemesis motherfucker? I don't know, but I do want to know. It's making me unhappy that I don't know anything about him. So I want to know more about that thing. I want to know what it is, what it's doing, why it's chasing Jake Mueller, which is pretty obvious because it wants to stop him. And are they gonna kill it? Is it gonna appear again? Is it gonna appear in China? Is it just going to stay in Europe? Is it going to become a bigger enemy later on? Is it going to act like Nemesis, where it's like appearing and pissing you off constantly? I want to know these things, homie. Dog, I want to know this shit. Yeah, boy. I'm sorry. You didn't have to hear that. I might cut that out. Not sure. But those are the things I want to know. Those two things are really the only things I genuinely want to know without, like, just knowing the ending of the game, which I don't really want to know. I don't want to spoil the game for myself. Alright. That's it. If there's more I forgot, I'm sorry. This one took me like 3 days to figure out. I was looking for information and everything, and yeah, very happy with what they're doing with Resident Evil 6 right now. Very happy. I kind of want there to still be a horror element. I hope it still scares me, because Resident Evil 5 didn't scare me. Resident Evil 4 was pretty scary, but it wasn't Resident Evil 1, 2, or 3 level scary. Which really isn't scary anymore, but if you played it back when it came out, it was scary. And I'm excited for Resident Evil 6. I can't wait till it comes out on October 2nd. October 2nd, not November 20th. Breaking news! Comes out! October... Yeah, excited. Another thing I wanted to bring up. Since this is a Resident Evil 6 video, I want to know, because I put a video up that I took down because of a lack of reception, because nobody really commented on it, but I don't know what you guys think, but I kind of want to do a Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. It's fun for me, and not really sure yet, but since maybe this one will get more views than just a video straight up asking, if you watch this long, maybe you can tell me, should I do a Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo? It's kind of boring, and it's a game where you basically have to read a lot. But if I voice it, I could do some funny shit with that. But who knows? It's totally dependent on you guys. If you guys don't want to see it, don't comment on it. That's it. We'll see you guys later. You guys should subscribe for me, because I love you all. And you guys should show some love back, so that I don't feel like I'm talking to myself like a crazy person. Because everybody else in the house, my house, thinks I'm crazy, and I'm just talking to myself. And to an extent, they're right. Let's change that. Let's change that. And with that, I'll see you guys later.